Hey guys, Juju22 here, and also, hey, what's up, Brian, Happy Meal Hernsberger, and Peter Griffin Gaming? How you guys doing? And after this, that'll be the last of the opening round games. But I hope you guys are doing pretty well, man. Hope you guys are. Yep, I'm happy that you're doing well. All right. Let me get my uh, pop out chat here. But I'm happy that you guys are doing pretty well, and we have, oh shoot, encoding overload. Oh shit. Okay. Oh, there we go. Thank goodness. All right, there we go. So let's see. We have Brian Happy Meal Hernsberger, and I'm happy to say that Mike Wasson was on a team and his team won. So I'm happy to say that. And then of course Peter Griffin won a game of his own, and it's with the Giants. And but I may as well mention that we have 4 games today. And originally we were going to have only 2, but then I came to a unfortunate realization that 4 teams were matched up against teams that were matched up with the wrong teams, unfortunately. So because of a mistake that I made, and for that reason, uh, some teams are going to get a second chance, and for others, they'll have to play another game. So here's what I mean. So I had the Browns take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but it turns out they were not supposed to face off against each other. As a matter of fact, the Buccaneers were supposed to face off against the Packers. The Lions were supposed to face off against the Commanders, and the Browns were supposed to face off against the Dolphins, leaving the only matchup that was left as was the Patriots at the Steelers. So for Peter Griffin and the Giants, they did get. So what I did was I allowed them to get the next available player that was in the free agent pool, and that was a defensive tackle in Shadow Knight. So that's one update I want to give you guys. And also for those who have been watching the likes of Arkham 500, and then later on with LTD um, and the NWA, which is done by my good friend um, Dragonheart, very good friend of mine, and a very good friend of many other people. I will say that. But and I also had some errands I wanted to run, and I'm happy to say that I'm done with those. So anyway, that's what the late start's all about. And it's more likely tomorrow I will be doing WWE 2K23 or Blue Toad Wrestling tomorrow, so definitely be on the lookout for that. But now that the uh, course of business is done, let's get to the games. Let's do that. All right, so I have the list in front of me right here. So I'm going to start with, and of course, as more people file in, we'll uh, complete all the other games as it is. So let's do it. All right, so on one side we have the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So 2 people I'm gonna reach out to, and one of them is my good friend JT Price, and the other is my good friend Blaze McCoy. So I'm just gonna get those 2, and we'll get started. And then the other, let me get Mr. Blaze McCoy, and then I'll get back to you in the chat in a bit. Okay, there we go. Let's see, who do we have here? We also have Patty, and then Peter says, TJ, do you want to know what's funny? Well, what's funny, though? Also, hey, what's up, Jose? Peter Griffin lives in Rhode Island. Really? Oh, that's right, he does. They never really like go out of their way to explain that that he lives in Rhode Island, but he cheers for the New England Patriots. Oh, okay. I legit didn't realize that. But that just goes to show I'm not a big fan of Family Guy. It's not that I don't like it. It's just I haven't liked it since the late '90s, early 2000s, really. But even still, I do recognize the icon of the show being Peter Griffin. So I totally recognize. Okay, so we have the Patriots at the Steelers, and of course this is an AFC Championship game rivalry between these two clubs. And this is of course one of two games, or this is the only game that stays as was though. I live in Michigan and I root for the Packers. Oh yeah, indeed. Pretty much every show hates Family Guy for some reason. Of course, I have to think it all comes down to jealousy, really. I mean, after all, when Family Guy is such a success as is The Simpsons, it's like when it's popular, you're gonna get your haters too. It really is. And then also, Patty, after this game, I believe you read the message that I put down on Discord. I don't know if you saw it, but if you want me to read it to you or remind you, I can do that. You probably did, but I mean, I know that another good friend of ours, I believe his name is Troxel. He's a big Detroit Lions fan. And for the people of Detroit, I mean, it'd be nice to see them win a championship after having not won it in, I think the last time that they won it was with the Red Wings in 2008, and ever since then they've never won a championship. Because the Tigers haven't won a championship since 1984, and then the Lions haven't won a championship since 1957. And then the Pistons haven't won a championship since 2004. And it looks like Pittsburgh is going to start off the game with the ball. Of course, this is, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is the last game to feature the stadium as Heinz Field. And wow, nice return. Gets it to the 30. Incredible. But I'm willing to bet that Michigan is a beautiful state. I'm going to say that. And of course, this is the final game that features Ben Roethlisberger. But I thought my team did beat the. Yeah, so I meant to. I'm okay. So I came to the realization that, oh my gosh, they were not supposed to face off against the Buccaneers. They were supposed to face off against the Dolphins. So that's unfortunately, because I made the mistake. I had them. So in other words, I ended up having to do a redo for the Browns, Buccaneers, Packers, and Lions, simply because of a mistake that I made. So as I mentioned in that in the post that I made in the Funhouse under the NFL American Football Series, I mentioned in the post that as a make good, if you and or Pat, I can't even talk. If you and or Kelly, your teams lose, then you get to become unrestricted free agents, meaning that you may sign with any team that you wish. That is, if in your case the Browns lose. So I just wanted to put that out there as a make good. So that's on my. So that's on. That's on my. That's my prop. That was my fault there. So I just wanted to own up to it. Also, hey, what's up, James Gamer? And James Gamer, I'm happy to say that the team that you were drafted to already made it to the second round. So I'm happy to, to let you know about that one as well. But how's it going there, James? James is doing pretty good. Awesome. Let's see. What is that icon, though? I can't quite see it. It's very small. It looks like... What is that? Kind of looks like a thunderstorm with the thundercloud. But I like it, though. And, oh! Well, almost got a completion, but... anyway. But will Kelly go back to the Packers? Yeah, Kelly was already part of the Packers, of course. So no, Kelly's already part of the Packers as well. So that was never an issue right there. Oh, and whoa, was able to get the ball away, and somehow was able to side throw it to, I believe that was Najee Harris. Yep. Indeed it was. All right, so 3rd and inches. Of course, what it really does mean is that Azriel Black is now on the free agent pool. That's really the only real difference. But anyway, hands it off to Najee Harris. No relation, of course, to our good friend Najee Firefox. This is a different Najee. But they do move the chains. Nice run there by Najee Harris. But yeah, James. Well, I'm happy that you're doing well, and I'm happy that all is going well for you, my dude. But at the end of the first quarter, it is 0-0. But yeah, because of the series of mistakes that I made, and trust me, I feel guilty. Doing pretty well. And also, would you like to know what team you were drafted by, Mr. James Gamer? They hand it off again, and well, they don't get too many for anyway. But if the Packers lose, yeah, she becomes an unrestricted free agent, meaning she can sign with any team. Well, Meaning that, let's say, for example, I'm just going to use this as an example. Let's say the Browns do win and make it official this time, and then the Packers lose, and Kelly becomes a free agent, an unrestricted free agent. There's every possibility she could join your team, or she could join up with Atticus on the Carolina Panthers if that was the case. And then James Gamer says yes. Okay, so you were drafted by the Los Angeles Rams, and as a result, your team got to recruit a center, the man they call Dragonheart, to join your team. But yeah, Kelly already started off with the Packers. Just injured. Cool. Awesome. And then, oh, now I forgot what I was going to say. Shoot. Oh, right. Now Pittsburgh, I was so, let's see. If she doesn't go for the Pack, yeah, she probably would join Atticus if she had that option. But we'll see. Anyway, a completion, 2nd and 6 at the 18 with, well, a timeout used up with 61 seconds left. And for Pittsburgh, this is their opportunity to take the lead. And of course, while New England for a long time has been the dominant force for the best part of 20 years, this is their first, appearance without, Tom Brady. I got to go to a party. Oh, okay. Not a problem. But thank you for stopping by, Mr. James Gamer, and I hope to see you tomorrow. And there you see J.T. Price, number 56, on the defense for New England. And on the opposite end, for the Pittsburgh Steelers, you have at offensive tackle Blaise McCoy. And they get the completion at the 7-yard line. They're not going to call timeout right away, but it's 1st and goal at the 17. Not a problem. So I guess, Patty, would you like your game next after this one? Probably you're going to say yes, but I just figured I'd ask. And for Peter Griffin, I hope you enjoyed Arkham Show. I definitely enjoyed it. And they got it. Touchdown, Steelers. With 27 seconds left in the second quarter, first half. Maybe, of course. All right, so in that case, it'll be the Browns at the Dolphins. Oh, no, wait a minute. We have a booth review. It was called on the field a touchdown, but I'm going to have to look and see if he did catch it. Now, the ruling was that he had possession, and I would say he does, as he did keep his feet in the end zone long enough to... I truly think he did have it, and it is a touchdown. All right, so it looks like the touchdown will stay. And they're going to kick the extra point. All right, point is good, so it's 7-0. Pittsburgh, 27 seconds left in the first half. Now, if you're Pittsburgh, of course, the one thing you want to do is, prevent a touchdown. And also bear in mind that New England will start the second half with the ball. So if New England plays it right, they could very well score 2 times without Pittsburgh touching the ball. Well, they get it to the 26, though. And now we get our first appearance of one, Mac Jones. And he had a bit of a sophomore slump, although some people would blame that on the offensive coordinator the previous year with Matt Patricia. And bear in mind, he's the same guy that coached the Detroit Lions, and with all due respect, I mean, he just didn't do a great job. And he's a defensive coach. He's not an offensive coordinator. You kidding me? Anyway, an incompletion, though it was just well defended by the secondary for Pittsburgh. So for Mac Jones, they have something to prove. And they have 18 seconds left in this half, and they're going to go for a run. Well, they do have 3 timeouts that they can use, and they're going to use one. But yeah, one thing I was not too happy about was the fact that they changed Heinz Field to Acrisure Stadium, which I'm like, it's had that name for so long, Heinz Field. I was getting used to it. And in fact, the name change is just asinine, really. So much so that I do miss the old Three Rivers Stadium. I mean, of course, that was the stadium in which, Pittsburgh won 4 Super Bowls. The dynasty that they had in the 70s. Of course, if anyone knows, Patty would know. She was there. I wasn't. But for New England, yeah, I was there because I saw it. In fact, I still remember their very first championship as if it was yesterday. And most especially, after what happened with 9/11. And I also remember that being the final game on a full-time basis that it was called by the legendary Pat Summerall. And also, they almost got it, but got tackled. Hey, how's it going? Rock Hawk 64. And of course, that's a guy that you guys could check out on Twitch at Rockhawk. But it is great to see you, dude. But I also realized that, with what's the word? I noticed that there have been. I'm trying to think of the best word to say it. I just can't say it. I know there were times that you weren't feeling better is probably what I was trying to go with. But I'm just hoping that you're feeling better, like, physically. Because one thing I will say is it does suck to be sick. I would know, because last time I was sick, I was miserable. So I'm hoping that you're feeling better, these days. And, well, they get to the 28. So now it's going to be up to Mac Jones to start at the 28.
So back onto the field come the Pats for their second drive. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do?
And for the Patriots, this is their chance to tie the game. But they have all of this and all of the next quarter to do it. And for Pittsburgh, the best thing that they can do is, shut them down or just limit them to a field goal. They just can't allow a big play. And we have an audible called. And, well, they do get a completion and go out of bounds to stop the clock. They get 6 yards on that. All right, 2nd and 4. Oh no, wait, they didn't stop. That didn't stop the clock. Well, they do get a rush with Harris, and they get a first down. So they keep the chains moving. I'm just hoping that you're feeling better these days. I'm just saying, because they hand it off again. Although he probably should have just went to the outside instead of going back inside. And that limits the damage to 3 yards this time. All right, 2nd and 7. And, well, I believe they just lost a yard. They did. So that was a tackle for loss. I mean, that's something that New England has to do, better is to mix up their play calling. They can't just run all the time. I mean, they had a couple of great runs, but but if you don't mix it up, that'll make it easy for the defense to figure out, oh yeah, they're going to run it. But now it's 3rd and 7, so I have to think that they're going to pass here. They are. They do, but did they get enough? Was there enough for? No. They got it to 4th and inches. Okay, so big decision here. Because they only have a few inches to get a first down.
You know what I would do here? You would always go for it. I'm one of those guys.
But with the fact that there's only 2 minutes per quarter, they're going to have a decision. I mean, are they going to go for it? Or they're going to punt. I do not agree with this idea, especially with the amount of time they have. And, well, they do pin him at the 3, but they'll have 2 minutes at the start of the 4th to try to get that ball back. And also, welcome back, Peter Griffin. Well, they do have him pinned at the 3, though. Had a hot shower, nice. Of course, I have, of course, being that I'm on the West Coast, it's hot as hell. So a cold shower would do, but I'm hoping that everything's going well with you, Mr. Peter Griffin. They run it. And, well, they don't get very many yards, and as a result, they call a timeout. In fact, it's a 2nd and 6. So if you're Pittsburgh, you want to get first downs and try to run out the clock and, get New England to use up their timeouts. They hand it off again, and they get 4 yards on that. All right, so 3rd and 2. If Pittsburgh can make this, then they could run out the clock from here on out after the next timeout. Worst thing they can do at this point is to fumble the ball, like a Miracle in Meadowlands type of deal.
On third down, here's Harris.
And did they get enough?
This is not going to get there. Great work defensively to stop
I
the
mean, they do call
pursuit.
timeout though. They don't. It's a 4th and 1. And obviously, if you're Pittsburgh, you do not want to go for it, especially since you're at your 12-yard line. So it's for the best that you kick it away, and that's exactly what they are going to do.
Standing about a yard deep in his own end zone.
And he does get it away and call fair catch,
And
and
maybe right about
they'll start at the 43.
a 40-yard punt, no return.
Well, for New England, they have a minute 42 seconds to march down the field and get a touchdown.
7-0.
Anything less than that, and it's over.
They need a touchdown to the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10.
All right, 1st and 10. Mac Jones. Mac Jones! Oh, big play by Hayward.
Cameron Hayward attacking off the edge.
That's a huge play there for Pittsburgh.
Just football 101. If you're out of the
But he held on to that ball too long. In fact, he couldn't even find anybody.
in a 2-minute drill. Now the
And the guy that was supposed to block him couldn't hold on to him.
Here's Jones.
All right, so they get a completion. Gets by 1.
And he'll be taken down.
Well, he gets to the 46. Now it's a 3rd and 7. That would have, had it not been for that sack, it probably would have resulted in a 1st down. But instead, it's now 3rd and 7. So now if you're Pittsburgh, you got to get this.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's
You got to get this. Or not not Pittsburgh, sorry, New England. If you're New England, you got to get this. And wait, did he catch that?
incomplete. Oh, he forced that to the
And it's incomplete.
And 4th down now comes
Well, at this point, you got to go for it. If you don't, then I mean, it's like, why play? And they do in fact go for it.
on 4th down.
So if they don't get this, it's over.
To throw is Jones.
Mac Jones. Wait, did they get it?
Cross midfield
They got it.
inside the 45.
But now time is against them. They got to get another play off.
First down now, but that clock rolling.
All right,
Now Jones.
10 seconds and counting.
Oh,
And what? Fumble!
and the offense will get this
Well, they do recover the fumble, but it's not going to matter
stage of
as the game is over.
disaster. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And not all W's are created equal, CD. And this one came in shutout.
So the final score is 7-0 Pittsburgh.
They could take the day off, and they did, but the defense, they carried them in a big way.
Yeah, look, the offense obviously stuff to work on, but they did enough. And the defense
And as a result, the Patriots are eliminated.
Fun to work on things
But for Blaise McCoy and the Steelers,
with a victory.
they get to move on.
That's what they've got going forward.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Steelers are winners as we say so long from Heinz Field.
Okay. So on one hand, let's take a look at some of the stats here. You have an offensive and defensive tackle. All right, so let's go to blocking. And unfortunately, these two guys allowed sacks, which definitely killed them. definitely killed any chances that they may have. And then for defensive players, let's see, where's JT Price? Okay, so JT Price didn't get in the stats, but neither did Blaze. But congratulations nonetheless, though, to Blaze McCoy and the Steelers. And since Blaze is not here, I will act on his behalf and have his team take the best player available. And then we'll start off with, and then we'll go to Patty's game again, and have her and the Browns take on the team that they should have taken on the first time, but didn't because of a mistake I did against the Miami Dolphins. Okay. Oh, there he is. And then Patty's still here. Awesome. Okay. Oh, right. All right. So what do they need? I'm gonna take a look and see for our good friend Blaze, like what does his team need? So let's see. Where's Oh, the Steelers are over here. There we go. Let's see. Let's see. Kickers. Let's see. Safety, tackle. All right. Defensive tackle. Do they need one? Oh, they could definitely use one. And then free safety? No, they have Mika Fitzpatrick, and he's a superstar, so he's cool. But then punter, okay, so kicker's good, and punter okay, but it looks like defensive tackle is what they're going to need the most of. So that's what I will send them. So that means that JT Price will get to join the team that beat his. So he's going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Wait, where is he? Oh, JT Price. There he is. Okay. Oh, shoot. You know what I forgot? I forgot one more thing. Hold on a second. I forgot to put... I forgot to make sure that he's in the starting lineup. And he is, so he's cool. Okay. All right, so Patty, it's time for your game. And it's you and the Browns against the team that because of an error I made. Oh wait, I didn't mean to pick Ultimate Team, damn it. I look away for 1 second and I make a mistake. Shit. Yeah, I meant to go to Exhibition. Thank you. Okay. So it's the Dolphins and the Browns. All right, so Patty's here, and then I'm gonna let her opponent know. and that would be Cole Weston, who is the center. All right, so I'm going to let Mr. Coltrane or Elock, whatever you want to call him. I do remember the theme song, Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins #1. I don't know why, I just remember that song when it was, featured during their glory years, like in the early 70s. I remember, um, watching the, season review of The Perfect Season. Okay. You jinxed yourself by saying you made a mistake and made another one. Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. Okay, so now let's get to it. So good luck to Patty, and like I said, if your team loses, then you get to be an unrestricted free agent, meaning you get to sign with any team that you want. And I'll show you the teams that are still remaining after one round. Oh, not. Yep, there we go. Okay, there we go. We'll put it at clear. All right, cool. Good luck to Patty, and hopefully I didn't jinx your team. I hope not. Okay, so it's going to be the Browns and the Miami Dolphins. And of course, we are in Hard Rock, at Hard Rock Stadium, which, of course, for those who don't know, this was the stadium that we went to a couple of times when we were on Madden 20 for the Super Bowl. So yeah, this place will definitely bring a lot of memories when it comes to the Super Bowls that we had on Madden 20. I won $20 betting on the Dolphins to win against the then team Redskins. My brother-in-law was mad because I won. Well, hey, I mean, if you want to bet, you win a bet. If you lose, you got to pay up. Come on. He should know. Although I will say this though, I did make my very first sports bet officially. I believe it was last year, I think. And I was betting on who was going to win a hockey game. And what I remember was I betted on the the Calgary Flames, and they ended up winning, so I won some money. So yeah, if you have a basic knowledge of the teams and also like if you have a deep understanding of like how good the teams are and why the odds are set the way they are, you can make a lot of money, but you could just as easily lose it. So it all comes down to knowing the teams and also quite a bit of luck on your side. And do not get me started on those parlay bets or the future bets like what is it, betting on the Dolphins to win the Super Bowl, this year, as opposed to like say 1973, whereas in 1973 they were the favorites to win it, whereas nowadays they're like a long shot to win, but that if you do bet it and you win, you can make a lot of money. And really, what were the odds that I was going to say odds? All right, Baker Mayfield with a completion and gets 9 yards for that, or 8 yards rather. 2nd and 2. But yeah, great to see you, odds. I mean, you could say that it's odds, baby. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, I had to do it for you. But anyway, great defense there by the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1. And especially with number 15 managing to, well, get off his guy and stop the run. I'm doing pretty well, Mr. Odds. All right, so 3rd and 4. Can they get this one? And they do. They got it to Hooper, and they get it to midfield. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention who's playing for which team. For the Browns, the Cleveland Browns, it is punter/kicker Patty Chase. And for the Miami Dolphins under center is Cole Weston. But he's on offense for Miami. Right now they're on defense, so you'll see him in just a moment. It's odd that odds shows up right after you said odds. Odds, baby. I love it. All right, so 2nd and 5 after a 5-yard gain. And odds, I don't know if you're a fan of team sports like football or baseball or hockey or something like that. If you are, let me know, and I can make a character of you or one of your, or maybe even get one of your characters and they can play in it. Such as Wilson Hammett, if you want, the large lion to, play the game, if you want. But at the end of one quarter, it is 0-0. 3rd and 1. Now, this is a big one right here because for Cleveland, they want to get this 1 yard to continue the drive. But for Miami, they want to get a stop here and get a chance to take the lead. But let's find out. They hand it off. They do get the 1st down and a little more to Kareem Hunt for 5 yards at the 36, first and 10. I mentioned this, in the game that I thought I had it done right, but I was wrong. And I'll mention it here. Baker Mayfield, sure, he wasn't the best player, but he was in a great situation. And he was in a situation where he was succeeding, but unfortunately, the front office, Cleveland Browns are going to do Cleveland Brown things. And, whoa, almost got a completion, but great defensive stop there by, I believe that was, it was number 24. I know that. Anyway, I'm not. My family's a fan of football and all, but that I never have been my sport. It's always been pro wrestling. I mean, it makes sense because you are Odds Cornette. And, well, they do get a completion, and they manage to get 6 yards out of that. 3rd and 5. So, yeah, wrestling is awesome because, there's that, there's something for everybody, like sports, entertainment, a mix of both. work rate, the promos, the catchphrases, the storylines, the feuds, the matches themselves. There's something for everybody. It just comes down to what you're looking for. And did and a completion. For a moment I thought he dropped it, but no, he actually had it. A completion and a timeout used up as the Browns are approaching the end zone at the 22. I'll have to watch the rest of Mr. Odds' show, seeing as I only got to see a little bit of it. So I definitely got to watch the replay. Wait, did he catch that? Or was it incomplete? I didn't see. It happened so quick. Oh, wow. Okay, so he did get it. For a moment, I thought it was intercepted or incomplete, but no, it was completed. All right, so 9 yards. 9 yards, and now it's 2nd and 1. And he throws it away. Well, that stops the clock, but it's now 3rd and 1. Well, in a worst case scenario, it would be a fumble or an interception, but oh, well, they do get the completion and a touchdown. Touchdown Cleveland. Austin Hooper.
Baker Mayfield with a touchdown pass to Austin Hooper. And the Browns take it right down the field and score on the opening drive.
Well, just like with what happened in the game that was against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that should not have happened, on the count of it was my own stupidity, really. Just like in that game, they take the lead.
No going for two. They'll kick the point after.
And there you see Patty as the kicker as she kicks in the extra point, so she gets a point for Cleveland. So currently Patty is responsible for 1 point. But like they all say, every little bit helps. But now it's up to the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. I don't know why. I just like that song. As much as Odds loves, Ice Ice Baby. I totally get it because I know that he likes the little piano. All right, so they're going to start, and where are they going to start this out? They're going to start out at the 29 with 46 seconds left. All right, so now you're going to get to see Cole Weston, but here you see Toa I can't even pronounce his name, but Tua, we'll just say. Tonga Vailoa. There we go. Now I remember now. But yeah, Tua had himself a nice rookie year, and he had himself a pretty good year this past year. But of course the image that I remember from last year was when he had a concussion. And well, he does get a completion there for 20 yards and a timeout. But yeah, man, I remember the game that he had, and it was against the Cincinnati Bengals. And what happened was when he was tackled, he ended up landing on the back of his head. And then upon landing on his head, he seized up as if he had a seizure or something. And to me, that was the scariest thing that I saw. And a reception that goes for -1 yards to Gesicki as that results in a tackle for loss, but now it's 2nd and 11. But yeah, that was just the scariest thing was, seeing Tua suffer like that. Like nowadays he's doing pretty well, but man, that was just terrible with what happened to him. Well, they get it past midfield to the 48 for 3 yards, but now it's 3rd and 7 to Jalen Waddle and a timeout. And that's the last one for Miami.
You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down.
All right, 3rd and 7 at the 48. And Toa gets it to, I can't see who he got it to, but to Gaskin for 16 yards. But they don't have any timeouts to stop the clock, so they're going to have to get to the line and spike the ball to stop the clock. And it looks like they will not get a play off. They don't. So at the end of the half, it is 7-0 Cleveland.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome, everyone, to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one's been a hard-fought battle to this point. 7-0 is the score, with neither offense really able to get on track. But let's not waste any time. We'll get you right back out to Brandon and Charles for the second half.
Okay, so we're back. Started the second half. And Miami will start out with the ball, so they still have a chance to tie the game up. But to do it, they got to go down the field. And of course, Cleveland, their job is simple. They just have to prevent it from happening. And if they do, they'll win. They'll take it out. And, okay, well, they start with the 26-yard line. That's not bad. And there you see Myles Gaskin, who has yet to rush, but they're definitely going to need him to turn it up a little bit here. Hey, what's up, Joker? And, well, first and foremost, how are you doing, Joker? And, well, nice, quick reception and completion for 9 yards. And then Peter's like, sup, Joker? Just got home from work. Oh, awesome. All right, 2nd and 1 at the 35 for the Miami Dolphins. Oh, fakes the handoff. And gets the completion and goes out of bounds. So they get a first down past midfield at the 42. And in going out of bounds, they stop the clock. Well, your team already played earlier. Like, I forget, I believe it was part 2. Being that this is part 5, I'll have to go back and check it out. But suffice to say, your team already played, and Would you like to be spoiled on the result, Mr. Joker? Anyway, another completion now. Miami striking down the field is already at the 29. Up to me? Okay. Well, okay, so you ended up with the Chicago Bears, drafted by them, who also, being that the Bears were one of 8 teams with the worst record IRL the year before, or a year ago, or a season ago, they also got to draft Drum Monkey. So you're in a team with Drum Monkey. So that's one, and then the Bears, against all odds, actually upsetted the top team in the NFC, which is the Philadelphia Eagles. And in doing so, they were able to get an offensive tackle to recruit. And of course, we have the rule that if your team wins, you can recruit somebody from the opposing team or from the free agent pool. But if your team loses, then you go to the free agent pool unless the team that just beat you selects you for recruitment, and then you join their team. So that's the twist of this particular season. In this case, your team did win, and you've already moved on to the second round, and you picked up Rain Sinclair to join you and Drum Monkey's team. And a completion, and got it all the way to the 1. And as I was explaining what was happening with Joker and the team that drafted him and Drum Monkey and his team winning, the Miami Dolphins are 1 yard away from tying the game. Can they do it? Well, they don't do it just yet. They get a sack, and they got it by Harrison Jr. Great play as they managed to get a blitz sack there. As nobody picked up Harrison, and Tua, tough as he is, he can't take that kind of punishment. And he also can't take another sack like that. That's back-to-back sacks for Cleveland. But anyway, how do you feel about that, Joker? And more important, how are you feeling today? And also, how are you feeling today, Mr. AK or AJ? I can't even. AJ Cool Kid. And almost. Well, that even if he had caught it, he wouldn't have gotten very far. Now, if you're Miami, you gotta go for it. You gotta go for the touchdown because. Yep, they have to go for it though. Still at work, but just saying hi. Aw, thank you. And did he catch it? No, he did not catch it. Oh my goodness, had he caught it, that would have been something. Let's take a look. Greg Newsome. I don't know. I would have thought he caught it, but that was, oh man. Well, nonetheless though, Cleveland now will take over on downs, and now they can just run out the clock. And then AJ saying hello to everybody. Well, man, that has got to be heartbreaking for Miami. I mean, they were that close. They were at the 1 at one point. They hand it off. And, well, he got 10 yards. I'm not sure if he got the first down. I'm about to get off. Okay, 2nd and inches, but even still, soon. Oh.
An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock, and this is second and less than a yard.
Well, they hand it off, and they get another big run.
And he's going to have a play
And you also have to credit the offensive the offensive lineman, for making the holes big. People think that you need a top tier quarterback. You do, but you also have to have an offensive line that can block and can also make way for your running backs. And then Peters also says, hello, AJ. And timeout. And that was the last of the timeouts that they had. Well, now they're just going to kill it. So, well, congratulations to Patty, as, well, crisis averted, so you get to keep going. And you eliminate the Miami Dolphins in the process, so. 3, 2, 1, that's it. The Miami Dolphins have been eliminated, and the Cleveland Browns do in fact remain, and the Cleveland Browns do in fact get to go to the second round. So, all right, so crisis averted, so that's one.
Well, their offense certainly didn't need to do anything, right? They could take the day off, and they did. But the defense, they carried them in a big way.
Yeah, look, the offense obviously stuff to work on, but they did enough, and the defense carried the load.
But you know what they say, it's always fun to work on.
All right, so Patty, you're going to have a decision to make, but there is one caveat that I wanted to let you know about, but we'll get to it when we get to it. But congratulations to the Cleveland Browns, as they managed to take the lead and hold on to it. I mean, at one point, the Dolphins were at the 1-yard line. And we're that close. But instead, it is official, so that means the Browns do get to go to the second round. And, crisis averted, really. And for Tua, very disappointed. And he knows it, because his team was right there on the precipice of victory, or at the very least tying the game up, but and look at that, 7-7-7. Awesome. All right, let's get to the stats really quickly. We'll go with blocking, and as you can see, well, there's a positive stat and a negative stat. A negative stat includes Jesse Davis allowing a sack. I'm bored. The last 23 minutes are boring. But on the flip side, Wyatt Teller had 2 pancake blocks. For those who don't know what a pancake block is, it's just simply when an offensive lineman blocks so effectively that the defensive linemen end up on their butt or on their back, like flat on their back as a pancake. So that's kind of what that is. So yeah, Wyatt Teller did pretty well with his role. And then for kicking, there you see Patty Chase making the extra point and is responsible for 1 point. And nobody punted, so no stats on that one. Okay, so now for Patty. Well, first and foremost, I need to put Cole Weston on the free agent pool. So you could pick him at center if you wished. Oh, no, I did not mean to go back. well, yeah, I meant to go back, but I didn't mean to go into the next game. And also, AJ, if you want to join up on commentary, you're more than welcome to. Well, if you want. Okay. Okay, let me just get Mr. Cole Weston and put him in the free agent pool. Okay. So for Patty, um, also in the free agent pool is well, you'll probably notice it, but anyway. Okay. So you have a choice of well among the people that you can choose. There are two punters and kickers, but you are a punter and a kicker, so if you picked one of them, I can convert one of them into a position of need. Then you also have a free safety in Darius Helms and a center in Cole Weston. But I'll just show you who else, and also one other person here. And then Odd says, "Hey AJ, cool kid." So you have Darius Helms at free safety, Cole Weston, and then here's another caveat that I should mention is that Azriel Black is in the free agent pool. But if you remember, when Kelly originally won her game against a team that they weren't supposed to face off against, they were supposed to face off against the Buccaneers actually instead of the Browns. So as a result, uh, it's as if Azriel was not picked up. But the reason I'm discouraging it is because I don't want Kelly to get mad and then you know. And you could always make a trade later on if you wanted. But yeah, Darius Helms, Cole Weston, and then there's also Jet Strike and Blade Charge. But I can change either one of those guys into a position of great need. Like I can convert them from one position to another. Since again, you are a kicker and a punter, so or maybe you do want to pick them up and then change position yourself. I have no problem with that. So yeah, those are just some of the options that you have. So yeah, even you can change positions if you want, and still get a kicker in either Blade Charge or Jet Strike. But that's something that's up to Miss Patty Chase. Where do I need the? Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's go back to the Browns. Yeah, because from what I remember, it was at strong safety, but let's take a look here. Okay, so they have Baker Mayfield, 76. Not bad, but then let's see, you have Chubb and Hunt, but those guys are beasts, so you're good um, at halfback, and then you do have a fullback if you want to use a fullback. And let's see, in the wide receiving core, you have Jarvis Landry, but then you have two other guys that are okay, but they're not the best. So wide receiver could be implemented, and then you have Austin Hooper, who's pretty good, not the best, but very good. And let's see, left tackle, not bad, and left guard, very good. Center, also pretty good. Right guard, very, very good, especially Wyatt Teller. Right tackle, right tackle could be a concern. And then for left defensive end, pretty good, especially with Jadeveon Clowney. And of course you have a megastar in Myles Garrett, so you're pretty much good there. Defensive tackle, okay, that might be something to consider. Defensive tackle. And then left outside linebacker, okay, that's another potential need. And then okay, not too bad with middle linebacker, but you could go there. And then very good right backing, right outside linebacker. Can't talk. And let's see. And then the cornerback core is pretty good. Free safety, very good. And then strong safety, that was what you got last time. Of course, back when it was with the Buccaneers with Phoenix Skywalker, but of course now that we've determined that that was a mistake. But if you want to convert yourself or any of the other kickers that you saw to a strong safety, you could do that too. And okay, well that's all right. So that's one. But let's see, what was the lowest? I'm gonna go back. So 79, that's 76. 70, okay, so 70 is the lowest so far. Okay, no, 70. Okay, so right tackle, right tackle's looking bad. In fact, right tackle's pretty bad that it's low. Left guard's fine. Left tackle's okay. Tight end's all right. And then halfback, oh yeah, you're good at there. Okay. So it looks like right tackle is the biggest need of help. So once again, so I can have Blade Charge, Darius Helms, Jet Strike, or Cole Weston. You could pick up either one of those guys, and then I can convert them into a right tackle, and then put them on the team and have them ready by the time the second round comes along. So. But yeah, right tackle is by far the weakest because not only is it at 61, the and of course the only other guy that they had, Jack Conklin, is injured. So it looks like right tackle is the biggest need of help at this point. Take Colt. All right, so I will put that down. Okay. Cleveland Browns at offensive tackle. Okay. All right, I'm going to make sure I put that down. At right offensive tackle. All right, I gotcha. Okay, so I'll have to do that off camera though, as we won't have enough time to do that. So, but congratulations to Patty. And up next, before we get to crushing Kelly's game, the next game that is our second to last game here is going to be the Washington Commanders at the Detroit Lions. So with that said, let's get to it. And then I'm gonna contact Mr. Mr. Joshua James and let him know. Okay. All right. So now let's get. Oh yeah, the Commanders. Commanders. Of course, they're still known as the football team. So yeah, get a good look at that because the next time that we get back, you'll see the Commanders logo. So it's Washington at the Lions. So the Lions get a second chance, which I honestly didn't think they would get, but they did get. Oh yeah, let me do one other thing before I forget. I want to make sure that I even put um, King Ace or Zach Walker, Jordan Walker, whatever you want to call him, um, in the starting lineup before I forget. I would hate to do that. There we go. Okay, go to center. All right, cool. He was there. All right, cool, cool. Okay, and then I don't have to worry about weather because it's indoors, so that's good. All right, cool. All right, may the best team win. And for the Lions, this is their second chance. Because as mentioned before, the Packers were supposed to face off against the Buccaneers, so the Lions get a second chance, and we'll see if they can make good on that or if the Commanders make losers out of them again. And then AJ's like, TJ, again, thank you for everything you've done for me. Well, I mean, hey, if anything, I thank you for just simply being a friend. And, I know we've had our, I definitely want to say thank you for just being you. I mean, and really, people should, love you for you and not for what you are or what you look like. And I know that you may be shy, but and that was something I had to overcome, and it takes time to do it, but and I still have to try to overcome that too, but I want to say thank you as well, just for being a friend. Okay. And of course, it's also I should also mention that the last time that we had Joshua James play with the Commanders was the fact that the last time that we saw the Commanders and Joshua James, you know, playing with them, they won the Super Bowl, and they also had at quarterback Brandon Cuevas. And believe it or not, Brandon Cuevas did pretty well as a quarterback for their team. Oh yeah, and also before I forget,
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So out comes the
oh yeah, Dan Campbell. I forgot if it was him or somebody else, but yeah, Dan Campbell. I will say this though, he did pretty well when it came to his head coaching job that he had. Because when he's first started, I mean, he started with in 2021 he had a 13 or I'm sorry, a 3-win, 13 loss and 1 tie record. And then the year after that, which was 2022, his team vastly improved from 3 wins to 9 wins and 8 losses. So they they increase their wins and they decrease their losses, and they finished second in the North. So I'm going to be interested to see how they do this coming season. And almost got intercepted, but just wanted to mention that as far as the coaching for the Lions. And also, AJ, like I said, if you want to step into the commentary booth, you're more than welcome to. Part 6 incoming. What? And a completion, and nice throw there by Heineke, and Carter with a 25-yard reception, not 25-year. But what do you mean part 6 incoming? What are you talking about?
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Heineke to throw.
And, well, Brockers, great sack as they managed to get a hold of Heineke, though. Oh, when the stream craps out? Oh, shoot. Wait, did it crap out? I hope it didn't. Because it might have hiccups and whatnot, but thankfully it didn't happen, thank goodness. But I mean, it's not as annoying as, say, like the PS4, especially more recently, when the fact that if it ever craps out, it just ends. Like, but with OBS, yeah, it may have hiccups, but it doesn't crap out completely, thank goodness. But still, it doesn't make it any less annoying, I will say that. All right, so now Washington, 3rd and 11. We'll see if they can complete this or if Detroit's going to get it. Well, they do complete it, and it is a completion, and they do get a first down at the 26, and that's the end of the quarter. All right, so at the end of one, it is 0-0. And I also kind of like how the seats over here, they have like television monitors, so that for those who couldn't see like the upper part of the field from where they're sitting, they can watch on the television. So it's kind of nice that they gave vision to those seats. But I will say that this is a very beautiful facility, and that this was the site of Super Bowl 40. And not such a beautiful sight is the fact that Bryant got a hold of Heineke, and that sent him back 10 yards. So yeah, great play there by Mr. Bryant. All right, 2nd and 20. And they do get the completion. That's now going to set up a 3rd and 7. And another completion, and this time they get it to who else? Joshua James. And that's one of the reasons why the Commanders, a couple of seasons ago, won the championship. And actually, let's see if I have it on record here. It's a good thing I have paper.
First and goal.
I have it on
Chance
paper
for an
here.
early statement here
Yeah,
on the road.
because it was back in season 11. They had Biological, they had Cole Weston, they had Joshua James, and quarterback Brendan Cuevas, but this time they only have a fourth of that team, and they do get a touchdown. Congratulations to the Washington Commanders. Let's take a look at that throw. Nice pass there by Heineke. And nobody picked up, I can't even see his last name there. Oh, Carter. There we go. Yeah, nobody picked up Carter. That was just bad defense, but then again, that was when the Lions were still pretty bad. Oh, but wait a minute, we have a booth review.
They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Let's see. So the challenge is that all right, so the call is that he had possession. I think he did have possession, as he had it in his hands when he was still in bounds. I'll be shocked if they turn this call over. All right, so the touchdown will stay as is.
Extra point attempt here still to come.
Now, of course, the catch that was made by Joshua James was the one that set up the next play that that got him the touchdown. Well, now it's up to Detroit to tie the game up. So we still have one more game after this, and then I'll call it a night. Oh, hang on a second.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the first overall selection of the 2016 draft. From Cal, it's Jared Goff.
And his task in this situation is making sure that his team knows that there's a sense of urgency, yet somehow still stays calm. Because your natural impulse, your first possession is not until the second quarter, is you got to attack right away. Throw something big at them right away. Yeah, you got to move the ball, but maybe be a little bit careful in doing so.
Now a first down throw. Goff. That's into the hands of Khalif Raymond. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. And just a yard to go here on second down. Goff now to throw. Open man is Raymond. He's got it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Lions now going to use the second.
All right, sorry about that. I had to take care of something.
40 seconds to go in the first half.
But hopefully everything's all right. I just had to step away for a moment. Okay, so 1st and 10 at the 42.
Plays have him on the move on first down. Here's Goff.
And, well, that was not a good throw. That was an incompletion. But 2nd and 10.
Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Goff now looks to throw.
And Goff gets caught.
He
And is sent all the way back to the 28.
Hits home. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. So now following the sack, often the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they will get to him behind the line, but the clock continues to tick down. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. DeAndre Carter back deep.
Okay. Sorry about that. I'm just reading something here. All right. So 4th and 23, and unfortunately, Detroit turns it over on downs.
Washington going to go on offense one last time in this first half. And they do have terrific starting field position, but no timeouts to work with, so they'll need to operate quickly. A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Working out of the gun. Here's
And, well, throws it away.
but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Here's 2nd and 10. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
All right, so 5-yard run. Sorry if I'm a little quiet. I'm just reading something here.
So we've hit halftime here, and as we expected, looking at the clock, a very quick first half of play. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports halftime report.
Anyway, at the end of the first half, it is 7-0.
Abbreviated version of the EA Sports halftime report. All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome everybody to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports halftime report. This one's been a hard-fought battle.
But at the end, it is 7-0, and, well, at the end of the first, but now we're about to start the second half here.
We'll get you right back out to Brandon and Charles for the second half.
All right, so Detroit's going to start out with the ball, and they'll need it because right now they're down by a touchdown, and they just need to score one of their own in order to do it.
It'll be Lions football to start the second half,
And they kick it away.
we get back underway on EA Sports.
They take it out,
Bringing it out.
and, well, they get to the 29. Not bad.
It's up to the 29. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
Go off on first.
And a completion, and, well, we'll see how much forward progress he got, but he got pushed back quite a bit. Again, I'm sorry if I'm not talking very much. I just got something, and, well, I'll have to deal with it. after the stream, but anyway, Austin St. Brown did get 8 yards, so it's 2nd and 2 at the 38. A jet sweep with T.J. Hawkinson, but he manages only to get 1 yard out of that. But, credit to Washington. They called that, and they limit it to just 1 yard. And for Detroit, they got to get this. If they don't get it, it's going to be much difficult for them to get the ball back, at least with the amount of time that they have to deal with. And, almost threw it away. Well, actually, not threw it away, but he threw it right to him. All right, so kicks it away. So now Washington is in the driver's seat. And if you're Detroit, you got to find a way to get that ball back. Oh. And of course, if you're Washington, you got to hold on to that ball or try to run out the clock as much as you can. Maybe even get a score to make it nigh on impossible for Detroit to get back in this.
Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Heineke on first down.
And Heineke with a completion. And I believe he got himself another first down, so great job there by Washington.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus, and indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
A first down throw for Heineke.
And Heineke, another completion. So it looks like Washington is, keeping, on the attack here. I mean, it's as if the Lions are half expecting, rushes, but instead they're getting passed on. Well, at the end of 3, it is 7-0. And Heineke, nope.
Nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Well, they hand the ball out, and, probably tripped on one of his guys, but they do get past midfield. I apologize. I just got something in the to take care of after the show. But anyway, 3rd and 5, and now Detroit is using up their timeouts, especially now that we're in the 4th quarter. I mean, the best thing that Detroit can do is, well, they can't allow a first down, that's for sure. But it is 1st and 10. Of course, he was forced out of bounds, so that does stop the clock.
And really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the
So that kind of does save them a timeout just for that reason.
But it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
I mean, right now, as far as Detroit is concerned, they definitely need a fumble or an interception, but that's their second timeout used up.
Called for by the defense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Anyway, hands it off, and they do get another first down.
Inside the 30.
But again, forced out of bounds and stops the clock again.
Amped up the aggressiveness that time. The offense.
Well, I mean, it looks like they might very well score another touchdown.
Aiming for the football, maybe a little bit more so than the runner himself, and that's why he was able to break through and get the gain that he did.
Anyway, I'm off, TJ, just waiting for my right. Oh, not a problem. Not a problem. Anyway, they get, I think, about 5 yards on that one, and they use their last time out, do the Lions. Yes, they did. So now a minute 37, and I would have to think that they'll be just content with getting a first down, and from that point, running out the clock. They hand it out, and they do, in fact, get a first down. They get it to the 17.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Washington about to close this one out as they are down to a knee. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
All right, so 3 and 13. Sorry about that. I was just checking something on checking my messages really quickly. But 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the end of the game, and Washington gets the win
W's are created equal, CD, and
as they have advanced into the second round as Joshua James leads the way. And for the Lions, they truly are finished.
this obviously stuff to work on.
So congratulations to the Commanders.
But you know what they say, it's always fun to work on things if it didn't go well in your game with a victory in your pocket. And that's what they've got going forward.
And since Joshua's not here, I will act on his behalf. But, of course, the definite highlights. There you see Joshua himself get a completion.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say good night from Detroit.
Okay. Well, congratulations to Washington. Okay, so we have a center, and as far as receiving, let's take a look here. So we have Joshua James with 1 reception for 15 yards. That's not bad. And then as far as defense, or not defense, sorry, blocking, um, despite the fact that Washington allowed 2 sacks to 1 for Detroit, Detroit just could not get anything going, and unfortunately, their inability to keep the chains, I can't even talk. Their inability to keep the drive going was their undoing, and that's what did them in. I couldn't talk. But we have one last game left to go. Okay. All right, so one quick thing I will do uh, is to put is to in this case for Joshua's team, the Washington Commanders, is to have them pick the best available player at this point. Oh yeah, the Lions. There we go. Okay, and now let me go over to add them. Sorry if I'm not talking very much. I'm just taking care of some um, business on the side though. Okay. Oh, right. I need to look and see what they need. Let's see. Do they need a center, a punter slash kicker, or a free safety? Let's find out. Let's see. Center. Oh, yeah, they can definitely use the center. And then free safety. Okay, free safety is also another thing, but it's not the biggest. Kicker, well, they could use one. And then punter, they definitely have one. But of course it's center, so that we will get them. So it looks like Jordan is instead going to join the Washington Commanders as a result. And then AJ says he's home now. All right. So yeah, AJ, you're more than welcome to call me. Oh yeah, let me do this really quickly. There we go. So you're more than welcome to join me in the voice chat for the last game, and if you want to, Okay. Oh wait, did I do this already? Oh right. I hadn't done that. All right. And in this case, they do in fact get Jordan Walker, so we'll get him on the roster. And have him start. Okay. 87. All right, cool. There we go. Okay, so now it's time for the last game, which in this case is Tampa Bay, or the Packers at Tampa Bay. And I'm going to set that up. So yeah, Tampa Bay at or the Packers at Tampa Bay, excuse me, or Green Bay at Tampa Bay. You know what I mean. Okay. Okay. Just want to make sure. All right. Now I'm gonna let the competitors know. Let's see. For Tampa Bay, it's gonna be Reese. So let me let him know. All right, and then I'll let KK know. Let me see who else is in here. Hey, how's it going, Brandon? We're down to our last game. We're down to our last game. Okay, got him. And then Patty's like, "Hi, Brandon." Okay, so now let's get to it. Let's do it. So now that I let both the competitors know, now we can move on. And okay, clear. All right, cool. Okay, so our final game of the day.
Tonight, from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports.
And of course, now that we've determined and now it is Green Bay at Tampa Bay. And of course, as mentioned before, this is, I believe this was the second to last game to feature the great Tom Brady. So anyone who's a fan of Tom Brady somehow, as well as Aaron Rodgers in a Packers uniform, you know, get a good look, because for one of them, it's the last time.
Raymond James Stadium, with the echoes of cannon blast still ringing in our ears from the north end zone. The Bucs were introduced a moment ago, and they are all set as their guys will do battle with Aaron Rodgers
But as mentioned before, welcome home, AJ. And Tampa Bay will start out with the ball to begin the game. And we'll go over the positions once we begin.
The veteran kicker Mason Crosby set to do the honors here. And off we go from Tampa.
All right, so they take it out. And they get it to the 25. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Always fun to get a peek at Tom Brady as he gets in place to command this offense for Tampa Bay.
And of course, there you see Tom Brady doing Tom Brady things. Whether it was in 2020 and, well, 2021 was also a good follow-up season. 2022 was where it was pretty obvious that Tom was just not the same guy that he was. And unfortunately, his team also wasn't either, especially, given the fact that as talented as they were, and they were very talented. And in fact, this is the team that won the Super Bowl, or at least the remnants of it is. Especially when they had playoff Leonard Fournette. So it's going to come down to whether, if Tampa Bay can score first, they'll have an opportunity, or if they get nothing, or at the very least get a field goal. I mean, if they get a field goal, then of course, Green Bay will have a chance. But if Green Bay can just get a defensive stop, then they'll have a chance to win. Oh, they'll hand it off, but they end up losing 2 yards on that. Ooh, yeah.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
All right. For a moment, I thought someone was trying to contact me, but okay. 2nd and 12 at the 35.
2nd and 12. To throw is Brady.
And Brady with a complete... Oh, for a moment I thought he had it, but instead he dropped it. And that's another thing that that the receivers need to do is they got to get the catches, man. And that was something that hurt Tampa Bay quite a bit was, for the receivers for the receivers to, make the catches and make the completions because, Tom can make all the great throws he wants, but if you don't make the plays or make the, the completions, then or make the receptions, I should say, excuse me, then you're not going to do pretty well. Then you're not going to do well. You're not going to win most of the time. And as a result, it's now 4th and 5. So yeah, they do get the completion, but they don't get a first down. And that's going to result in a punt. So, as mentioned before, Green Bay, they just needed to get a stop at some point, which they do. But they will have to start at the 14, so they'll have the work cut out for them to, especially with the field position that they have. And then Brandon's like, "Hey, Patty."
Consistent throughout their career is Aaron Rodgers. He's been good for so long, and we've seen no decline in his skills. His accuracy and arm strength continue to elevate the talent around him, and his in-game mistakes, few and far between.
All right, so 1st and 10.
Bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Off
Fakes the handoff. But instead gets a reception, and, well, they get 3 yards on that. Second and 7 to Jones.
Has a head of steam come out of the backfield. It could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7.
All right, so 2nd and 7 at the 17. And that was a misfire. And that could have been bad. But it's now 3rd and 7.
Isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
All right, 3rd and 7 with 11 seconds at the 17.
To the line, facing a 3rd and 7, following the incompletion on 2nd down. To throw is Rodgers.
Here, let me turn my phone up here. Well, they do get a completion, and they get it to the 29 with a 1st down.
As they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. We're scoreless.
And at the end of 1, it is 0-0.
The Packers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter.
And of course, there you see
First and 10.
an overhead shot of the field, and at one end zone, of course, is that pirate ship. First and 10. And it's also kind of funny that, you know, Tampa Bay not only hosted the Super Bowl for 2020, but the Buccaneers ended up winning the Super Bowl in their own stadium. And in fact, they became the first team to host the Super Bowl and win it. And of course, it happened again the following season with the Rams when they hosted the Super Bowl and won. And that was a bad throw. I mean, really, the odds of that happening in 2 years, like, I can't even imagine the astronomical odds that it took for it to happen not once, but twice in as many years. Like, the odds are truly against them. Anyway, a completion, but they get it past midfield, but that's 3rd and 5. Well, now we're going to find out if the defense for Tampa Bay is going to hold serve or if Green Bay is going to break on through. Break on through to the other side. I love that song. And I'm not sure. That was a terrible throw. In fact, that was so terrible. You know, now they're going to have to punt. So both defenses have held serve, and they'll have to kick it away at the 48. So if nothing else, it'll give them the field position. So he kicks it away, and they do not pin him. So they'll have to start at the 20. So Tampa Bay, in terms of field position, you know, get back 6 yards as opposed to when, you know, Green Bay had it at the 14. All right, so 1st and 10 at the 20. And, well, that was just terrible by Brady. But on the other hand, this is kind of, you know, the fact that Brady is not the prime guy that he once was. So that should tell you something there. So 2nd and 10.
After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard
54 seconds at the 20. And a completion, this time for 4 yards. But now it's 3rd and 6. I mean, if Green Bay can hold them and force a punt, they'll have some excellent field position.
A couple of extra defensive backs in the ball game here on 3rd and 6.
But I guess they want to take out as much of the clock as possible in the event that they don't get this. They do get it, but they do not get a first down. They got a reception, but no first down, and a timeout used up by Green Bay. So now it's 6 seconds. So they'll have that. So they'll have that much time to possibly try to get a touchdown via a punt return, or at least a shot at it. They kick it away. And, well, he does get a couple of yards. He doesn't even get a touchdown, and that's the end of the second half. And at second quarter, first half. My bad. But at the end of one half, it is 0-0. So now it's going to come down to which team and their offense will break through, because so far, no score at the end of one half. So, yeah, both these teams got a fair amount of yards, but no score to show for it.
This one's been a defensive stalemate. No scoring in that first half whatsoever. But a breakthrough can't be too far off. And for the start of the second half, let's get you right back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. So no scoring in our first half. What will the second half bring as we are now back underway? Rodgers on the return.
All right, so they get Pat. Well, anyway, sorry about that. I was just checking something out. But Green Bay will start out with the ball, and they'll start out at the 24. And once again, it's going to come down to which team can break through and how far they can go.
Which means you're starting from 0 again, so you just have one half to play instead of 2. What I would look at my play sheet, though, and see is something that maybe loosens things up for my guys, gets a smile on their faces, and gets them going to begin the second half.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a first.
All right, so 1st and 10. And a completion, but limited it to 3 yards. So now it's second and 7. There you see number 93, Namdamakan Sue, or as I like to call him, the boy named Sue. 2nd and 7 at the 26. A completion, and did he get enough forward progress? He doesn't. It's 3rd and inches, and that was to, of course, Crushing Kelly, Black. So Crushing Kelly at tight end gets it to within 3rd and inches, and they do get the first down. They get just enough by Jones. So they keep the drive alive. So yeah, folks, this is the final game of the show, and also final game of the foist round. And after this, I'll have a much better idea of who faces who in the next round. And another completion to Crushing Kelly,
They'll contain him to just
and KK ended up with 4 yards, number 87.
We just saw him do there because he really looks like a wide
Already
receiver.
with 3 receptions for 14 yards.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not
Second
quite
and
the
6.
inline point of attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes.
And they get a couple more yards on the rush,
That's how he'll shred a defense.
but they only get 2 this time.
gain of 2 as
And that's the end of the third.
on this
And
third
at the end of 3, it is still 0-0, but the Packers have the ball.
into the stadium as we're through 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL.
If they can get downfield a little bit more, but can't get the touchdown, they can definitely kick a late game field goal and make it nigh on difficult for, Tampa Bay to go down all the way and score a field goal as well. But I know that they want a touchdown, but they got to get to mid. They got to get past midfield is what they have to do. Oh well, nice throw there. Although that was kind of a weird throw, but it was just enough to get a first down to Alan Lazard for 5 yards and a first down.
Hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. Now Rodgers.
And Rodgers, is he going to throw or is he going to run it? No, he's going to throw it. And this could be, I believe, great throw. I mean, he faked it one way. It looked like he was going to run, but he ended up throwing against the grain, which is something you normally shouldn't do. But nobody picked him up. And had it not been for a Winfield tackle, that might have been a touchdown, though. But that was just a great play. And a great play by Rodgers. Fakes the jet sweep. And they get 4 yards and a timeout by the Buccaneers. And of course, the Buccaneers are using the timeout so that in the event that, Green Bay does score, that Tampa Bay will have just enough time to go down the field and either to tie it or take the lead, depending on what Green Bay does. Of course, the worst thing that can happen for Green Bay is that if they fumble or they intercept it, and they use the last of their timeouts, so after this they won't be able to stop the clock. All right, so 3rd and 1. For Green Bay, they just need 1 yard to get a fresh set of downs. But if Tampa Bay can stop it, they might just have a chance. But let's see what they do here. They hand it off. And it's a touchdown. For a moment, I thought it wasn't. I thought for a moment he might have fallen short. But no, it is a touchdown. Green Bay. And Brady very, very upset. Just like he was in the last game. Or in the game that I accidentally put together, which was Tampa Bay Cleveland Browns, which should not have happened. But just like in that game, Brady was furious. And here he is furious again. So it's like history repeating itself. And now Crosby going to kick the extra point. And the extra point is good, so it's 7-0. So Tampa Bay have a minute 13 seconds with no timeouts to go down the field and score a touchdown of their own and tie the game. But it looks like Crushing Kelly's probably gonna. Well, I'm not gonna put the cart before the horse, though. All right. Now Tampa Bay. They take it out. I mean, up until the score, I mean, it was a battle of field position. But now it doesn't matter. Now it's a battle of can they get down the field and tie the score up, and they have a minute 19 and I can't even talk. A minute and 9 seconds to do it. And Brady, well, they do get the completion and a first down and stop the clock as well. And of course that, you know, and obviously, of course, if you're Green Bay, you cannot allow, you know, receptions of 17 yards and a first down and to stop the clock. You know, those are the plays you cannot allow. I mean, okay, if you allow a play that goes down the middle and it's in the middle of the field, then at least the clock is running. But here, the clock is stopped. So they can't allow plays like that. All right, and another... Well, they get past midfield, and it's 2nd and 1, but they keep them in bounds, so it's... Now the clock is running. Another reception there by Fournette for 20 yards. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but again, given the fact that it's a 2-minute per quarter game, then that's not bad. But a missed throw by Tom Brady, that'll stop the clock, but now it's 3rd and 1. All right, 3rd and 1. Brady. And, oh, for a moment I thought he had it. But instead it's 4th and 1. And obviously if you're Tampa Bay, you got to go for it. And you have no reason not to.
Score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
And, whoa! Well, I don't know how he did it, but great tackle there by Clark. That was, let's see, wow. Nobody picked up Clark. Or, actually, I believe the center was supposed to pick him up, but nobody picked him up, and Brady just didn't have a chance. Well, now, now Green Bay will take over on downs, and now they can just run out the clock and be done with it. But great play there by Clark. And that should do it. That should run out the clock, but congratulations nonetheless, though, to Green Bay as they managed to score late in the game, take the lead, and never look back. 3, 2, 1. That's it. So Kelly does not have to become an unrestricted free agent. And furthermore, it'll be as if nothing had happened, really. So nothing new changes or anything like that. So that's a huge relief, because at least I don't have to worry about, you know, Kelly or Patty being upset with me, even though they had every reason to. But in this case, it worked out in the end because now I can now it'll be as if it was before with Azrael Black now going to be joining up with Kelly. No, that was the last of the first round games. So next time that we get back on Madden, we will indeed begin the second round. So no, that was the last of the first round games, once and for all. And the final score is 7-0 Green Bay, as the Buccaneers have been officially eliminated. And we'll look at the last couple of we'll look at some of the stats here. For Tampa Bay, and we'll look at receiving and defensive. For receiving, our good friend Crushing Kelly, Black, got 3 receptions for 14 yards. So yeah, 14 yards on 3 receptions, not bad. And then for Skywalker, he got himself 1 tackle, and that's all he got. Okay. And then and then, and also, hey, what's up, Brian? And also Atticus. So, okay, so that just simply means that, despite the error on my part, Crushing Kelly does in fact, like, she and the Packers do move on, and they do take Azrael Black, as was before. So nothing new changed. So, but yeah, had Kelly's team lost, then Kelly would have become a free agent, an unrestricted free agent. But in this case, it didn't happen, and things will proceed as before. So I'm happy to say that. But first, let me take out Phoenix Skywalker and release him. Okay. All right. And then the other thing I need to do is, as was the case when Kelly and the Packers originally won, they took Azrael Black. So I will have them sign Azrael Black. So of course with Atticus, I mean, he and the Panthers, they have not just Atticus, but they also got Frostbite, and they had moved him to middle linebacker, as that was the biggest need that they had at that time. And then, as was last time, he wanted to replace Rodgers, so there you go. Now, whether this works out or not, that's another story. But Azrael is now the quarterback for the Packers now. Okay, so I may as well mention a few the teams that made it, and the oh wait, I forgot to do this. Hold up. Let me update my my Excel sheet. There we go. All right, so here are the teams that have made it to the second round and who each team has. And I will go in alphabetical order. So let me go over here. There we go. So the Baltimore Ravens, they have Jose Blanco at free safety and Jennifer Riley, or Jen Wolverine, at wide receiver. The Panthers, the Carolina Panthers, they have Atticus at quarterback, and at middle linebacker they have Frostbite. The Chicago Bears, they have a punter/kicker in Drum Monkey, a center in Joker, and an offensive tackle in Rain Sinclair. The Cincinnati Bengals have an offensive tackle and offensive guard in Edward Elvis and Adidra Lewis, a.k.a. Bunchy, respectively. The Cleveland Browns have Patty Chase at punter slash kicker and an offensive tackle in Cole Weston. Oh. And the Denver Broncos have an offensive guard in Triple Beat, a linebacker in Clinton Flippin, Brian Happy Meal Hernsberger's good friend Mike Wasson as a defensive end. Just scroll it down. There we go. And then the Green Bay Packers, as was the case before, have Azriel Black at quarterback, Crushing Kelly at tight end. The Kansas City Chiefs now have running back Brandon Cuevas and linebacker Diamond Light. The Las Vegas Raiders now have linebacker Wally Johnson, center, and then your boy Toad is at center, and strong safety Najee. And of course, the Los Angeles Chargers have a defensive end in AJ Cool Kid, and now wide receiver Chris Frost. The Rams have center Gregory Blakely, center Ram, and strong safety James Gamer. And then we have the New York Jets with defensive tackle Shadow Knight and linebacker Peter Griffin. The Pittsburgh Steelers have a defensive and offensive tackle with JT Price and Blaise McCoy respectively. The San Francisco 49ers have an offensive guard in Chris Clark and cornerback in Adrian Chambly. And then the Seattle Seahawks have a strong safety in Jamar Games and Shifty the Clown at center. And last but certainly not least, the Washington Commanders have at center Jordan Walker and tight end Joshua James. So those are the teams that have advanced into the second round. And of course, there are 4 guys that are in the free agent pool for the teams that do win. And for the teams that lose, they can either be picked up by the team that just beat them or get sent to the free agent pool. But with that said, this is the Blue Toad to Jew22 signing off. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. And I hope you guys had a wonderful time. And all I can say is, you guys make it nice for me every day. And it's important to not just be nice, but to be nice, baby. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Okay, so with that said, have a good night. Do stay safe, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Unless, of course, something else comes along. I love football. Yep, I like football too. And I can't wait for the new season to start. IRL. Until then, peace out, everybody.